Hey, I have an idea. Mr. President, why don't you give him a pardon? Give him a pardon. Come on.
Sounds crazy, but if we learned a lesson here, it's that if you want to avoid turmoil, sometimes it's the lesser of two evils. And if Israel wants to transition to somebody who's more built for peace than Bibi, they're going to have some fight on their hands. So that was the president trying to make deals. All right. That's what he does when he's at his best. OK, the question is, he got us here and we'll talk about why. But more importantly, how do we get where we need to be? All right. I have perspective from two people who have lived the problem. One, favorite of mine, as you know, I'm That Jew founder, Eitan Chidiat, who's in Israel right now, and I cannot keep his shirts. All of my kids' friends take them from me. And senior fellow at the Atlantic Council and Palestinian-American Ahmed Fouad Al-Khatib. Ahmed, it's good to have you. Thank you for being with me. Eitan, as always. I know that there is joy because the families are being reunited. But there was cost here as well, and it is just one step. Do you agree with me that this took too long? This should have happened sooner.
I don't know. I don't know that the situation on the ground was right for it to happen sooner. I mean, I wish it wouldn't have happened at all, as I'm sure Ahmed would agree, and most moderate, good people would agree. But we're not dealing with normalcy here in the Middle East. We have on our border, literally 35-minute drive from where I'm sitting right now at home, we have jihadis who are controlling a population. And I think that the message was peace through strength. And only when you have proved peace through strength, maybe the situation on the ground can change. Maybe the same types of things were happening, but the political situation on the ground was not ready. And maybe now there is momentum. And I think Trump has been, look, I'm not a Middle East expert. I live in the Middle East. Mm-hmm. I'm an expert at being who I am, which is a Jewish man. But I think that Trump has a vision, and his vision is what is driving everything. You figure it out as you go along, but you get there. And he put together an amazing team, and he put the pressure on in the right place. But is it able to continue? It's not simple. Yes, people are happy here, Chris. We're full of joy, but there's a lot of pain. And we in Israel know that it's not, well, everything's over now. Everything's back to normal. We still have 24 hostages. We still have jihadis there. We still have a lot of problems in the country and with our neighbors. It's not simple. Right. But
understood.
What
Ahmed,
is there?
Look, as an American, I want Trump to take this progress, take credit for it, well due, focus on tariffs, come back home. We have a lot of problems here. I believe that the Arab community has to finally own what is happening in this space. Hamas is doing exactly what we saw happen in 2005. They are killing their own. They are marauding on the streets. They are battling clans. Who needs to stop that, Ahmed? It cannot be the United States, and it cannot be Israel.
Good to be with you, Chris. And so I met with many senior Arab officials on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly last month in New York. And I met with a Gulf official who's very personally close to President Trump. And you know what he said to me? He said, look, we cannot do anything without the United States. And I said to him, well, why? Like, we're supposed to be we have agency. We're supposed to be independent. We're supposed to look out for our own interests. And he said, you are foolish if you think that anything happens in the region, especially when it comes to Israel's interests and national security, without U.S. involvement, even behind the scenes. And so I have to say that while I agree with the sentiment, Chris, of what you're sharing, it is the reality that the United States, with its historic involvement in the region, with its resources, with its military assets, with the clout that U.S. diplomacy can bring to bear, are indispensable in kind of marshaling resources and marshaling all the different players needed. We saw what happened with Turkey and Qatar, the chief backers of Hamas, in getting the group to agree to releasing the hostages all at once, not in this drippy drab manner that we saw earlier this year. That took serious effort on the part of the United States to engage the two players. We also saw President Trump, let's be clear, he pressured Netanyahu into accepting a deal in a way that the prime minister would not have on his own. And so that's the role of the U.S. leadership in effectuating change. And that's why I want to see sustained engagement, not to handhold the Palestinians or the Israelis, but to really complete what was initiated by President Trump.
Eitan, you heard what the president said there, President Trump, sorry, saying to the Israeli president, hey, give Bibi a pardon. Part levity, part not. Because if you guys want to hold elections in transition, you can make the argument Bibi is not the right guy for a peace phase. Do you think that there is appetite among the Israeli people, given what was happening before October 7th with his administration, for Bibi to get the ability to walk away?
Before I answer that, I want to talk about something which is about that Trump event in the Knesset, which I watched. And what was interesting to me was that he felt very relaxed. I mean, that's what it looked like. And there's a term in Hebrew, as you might probably both know, which is mishpacha, which means family. And I felt, watching him, that he felt like he was amongst his family. He was very casual. He was very off the cuff. He went off script, as we all saw, and it went on for a long time. And he was very funny. And I think that what was nice about what Trump did was, as I said at the beginning, is he has a vision to get people together, to put a team together, and to just we're going to get there somehow, but we have to get there. And I felt that that's something that we could all use. And I felt that that's something that we certainly need here on our side. We need a visionary leader that can think long-term about security and peace. And going back to what you asked earlier about American leadership, I think it's important, but I think that Israelis are ready to see Palestinians, Arabs, Arab leadership, Muslims rising to the occasion. And while they are helped, we want to see the vision coming from them. And I think that that's really, 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 really important.
Yeah. I think that's a great point. That's a great point. And I want to end on it. Eitan, you stayed up for me all night, and I appreciate you. But I don't know how you could sleep anyway. I mean, this is what has been waited for. We don't know what comes next, but right now there's a mitzvah amongst us right now.
I'll say one thing. I know that we have to go, and I do this to you sometimes. First of all, thank you for having me. Thank you for being a voice of moral clarity. And I want to say to all people who are listening in New York, I don't like Mandani. I don't like him, and I hope that they go out and they vote for your brother who has moral clarity. I don't trust that guy.
You want to get me fired? You want to get me fired?
No,
don't get me fired.
I'm allowed to say it. That's my opinion.
All right, you can say it. I didn't want you to say it, but you said it. That's okay. I'm still an ally. I'm still an ally of that Jew, even if you get me fired. Ahmed, thank you very much for being with us. This conversation has to continue. I appreciate your contacts and your context. Thank you very much.